Hello, friends and fans of Flashpoint Campaigns Cold War. My name is Andrew Spearin, producer with On Target Simulations, and we've got a very exciting live stream for you again today. We have two special guests, which I'll introduce in a moment. But first, a couple housekeeping items. We are 1 week away from launch, so very exciting time for us at OTS and Matrix. 1 week, November 20th, Flashpoint Campaigns Cold War will go live on Steam and through the Matrix store, so you can wishlist that now and get ready for day one. And other big news that we announced recently was if you own Flashpoint Campaign Southern Storm, you will be able to get Cold War at 50% of the retail price. So check out our forums or on Steam and you'll see the details on that. But yeah, I'm super excited for this live stream. We have two special guests here that are professional wargamers, I like to call them. But I will introduce Ed Farren first, and we'll also hear from Lex. So Ed, welcome.
Hey Andrew, good afternoon. Thanks for having me on.
Well, thanks for being here. And you're the co-founder of Fight Club International. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a professional army officer with a background in wargaming from the hobby sphere, and I've tried to professionalize that in the last 5 years. And one of those efforts has been to help co-found, along with Arnel David, an American colonel, Fight Club International. Used to be called Fight Club or UK Fight Club, but it's since scaled up. We've got a number of international chapters, of which Fight Club Canada, which you'll hear from in a second, is one. Big fan of Matrix and Slytherin software. It's been a great way to get more people into the wargaming sphere, particularly because it uses often an analog presentation methodology combined with a digital adjudication and speed of play, which are often the challenges of large-scale analog game systems. I confess I haven't played Cold War, but I have played Flashpoint campaigns and I have played Southern Storm, and we did actually use this as a tournament in 23-24 for a Christmas tournament. So really looking forward to the scenario today. I hope I don't let anyone down with my my click and drag tactics.
All right.
Oh, sorry, I'm going to hand over to Lex, who's the chapter lead for Fight Club Canada. He's one of the guys I work with, a fantastic dude, and he's going to tell you all about the exciting opportunities for Canadians.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Lex Luciak. I'm the Canadian chapter lead for Fight Club Canada, and happy to be here on the professional side. I'm an infantry officer in the Canadian Armed Forces, and so an avid war gamer privately. In terms of my experience with Flashpoint campaigns, I've played Southern Storm a fair bit. Really looking forward to digging into Cold War. And then I've played a bit of the Flashpoint campaigns professional version, notably during last year's United States Marine Corps Commandant's Cup down in DC, which was a good time.
Very cool.
That's all I got for you, Andrew.
All right, thanks, Lex, and thanks, Ed, for joining us. So I'm actually glad that you haven't played Cold War yet, so you got some fresh eyes, fresh tactical brains on this scenario here. So without further ado, let's load it up. We've got a couple hours to get this show on the road. So today, of course, we're joined by Canadians. I'm Canadian, so we're going to go for our Canadian scenario, notably cross-checking. So this is... when I was playtesting this was such an intense experience that I really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes now. But cross-checking is D+6, so 6 days into the Third World War here, 26 July 1989. It's mostly going to be nighttime, early dawn scenario, starting 0300 till 0800 against the Soviet Union on the Rottenburg map. So I'll just quickly read through the description here. The fighting yesterday was fierce. The Soviets threw the 242nd Motor Rifle Regiment into the fray, trying to find a way through the Canadian defense. However, the 2nd Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry Battalion was able to stop them. Around 0900, the Soviets gave up and pulled back from the A81 Autobahn towards Tübingen and Rottenburg. Later in the day, the Canadians attacked at Rottenburg, seizing bridges over the Neckar River. They then moved a unit forward to picket the remnants of the 242nd MMR in Tübingen. In the early hours of July 26th, the Canadians are going to try and defeat the trapped Soviets in Tübingen. So, scenarios by Mike Johnston. who was also a retired Canadian Army officer. I think he was in the artillery. Alrighty, so let's hop in. We're going to go on veteran difficulty. So we will see the VP objectives accurately and bridges, that sort of thing, but we won't see where the enemy's at. Do a random battle plan here. So we don't know what the enemy's going to do. It's always fun. And of course, we are the Canadians. All right, I see a bunch of OTS team members in the chat, so thanks, guys, for supporting as always. Jim and Rob and John and Kevin are all here, and they say hello. Alrighty.
So, Andrew, can I just give a bit of historical context to this?
Oh, please do.
It also gives Lex some time to read the screen, which I think we both need.
All right, go for it.
So I think we're playing with the 1st Battalion of the Royal 22nd Regiment, colloquially known as the Vandoos, one of Canada's 3 regular infantry regiments, the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry and the Royal Canadian Regiment being the other 2. So this unit is part of the 4th Canadian Mechanised Brigade Group, which was a Cold War formation, Canada's forward deployed NATO formation in West Germany, in the south in a place called Lahr. It was active from 1968 to 1993, so it's no longer in existence, but it is often cited as a planning formation for professional military education in the Canadian Army Command and Staff College. It was designed to plug into either a German or US corps, depending on the Soviet order of battle that they came over the border with. It was built around Leopard C1 tanks, so the earlier version of the Leopard, M113 mounted infantry, so tracked with 50 caliber machine guns, so not IFVs. Had self-propelled artillery, M109, engineers air defense, and strong logistic tail. Ironically, a very powerful formation for its time, and not something that Canada currently fields in a similar state at the moment, but hopefully we will change that. Likely to have been opposed by Soviet group of Soviet forces, Germany, Third Shock Army troops, depending on which way it was deployed. And I think that's what we've got facing us today. So that's a bit of background.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Ed. That's great. On my shelf behind me, I've got a Canada's NATO Brigade, a history all about the 4th CMBG there. But yeah, the Vandoos. Oh, I spotted an error here. Of course, Canadian nitpicking. Our abbreviation for Lieutenant Colonel is incorrect. But anyway, let's get through our briefing here. So, our situation, our remnants of the 242nd Motor Rifle Regiment have pulled back and adopted a hasty defense. They have taken lots of casualties. There's no indication that they have been reinforced. 1st Battalion, Royal 22nd Regiment, or the Vandoos as they're known as, deployed the previous afternoon to picketing positions along the Neckar River and prevent the 242nd from interfering in the brigade's move north. Now is time to secure the town. So we have 2 objectives, Maple and Sucre, or Sugar, I guess, I'll say, to give the brigade access to the bridges. We also have attached to this mechanized infantry battalion, D Squadron, 8th Canadian Hussars, and we have some fire support here from the 1st Royal Canadian Horse Artillery Regiment, and we have some air support, 4 sorties of CF-18 Hornets. All right, some brigade commander's notes here. We need the bridges and town of Rottenburg so that we can more easily move supplies and reinforcements forward as the brigade moves north. There is a window of opportunity where I can give you lots of support to push out the Soviets, both 1 RCHA and some CF-18s. Good luck and get those bridges for us. So, along the bottom here, we have sort of victory condition requirements. We will need to get quite a significant majority of the victory points here. So 68% of the points, which are divided, so kind of totaled between what the starting VPs are for each team. And we got a proportion of that. So we need to increase by 7%, basically by decreasing how many are still fielded. So yeah, it's a bit of a change actually from Southern Storm. Rob did a bunch of adjudication kind of scoring changes, and this plays way more intensely than before, universally from our feedback of our testers. But anyway, I digress. So what would be helpful for you guys to get this planning started?
I just want to first acknowledge that I absolutely love fighting in the dark, in the rain, unopposed river crossing. It's the dream I always wish to have when I do a military planning exercise.
Especially in a wargaming context where you don't actually have to get wet and miserable. I think, yeah, that's what wargaming is all about, right? Like, go through these scenarios that maybe you don't want to go through in person, or maybe you love it. I don't know.
It would be good to understand the battle group in a bit more detail. I had a look at the
Sure.
screenshot you sent earlier. I think we have 2 pure infantry companies, a mixed combat team, some anti-tank assets, reconnaissance platoon, and then a squadron from Canadian Hussars.
Actually, let's see. We've got a company here, 3 platoons, plus a tank platoon attached. Then we actually 2 tank platoons attached to a company. We have B company here with an anti-tank section attached. So these are these are just the toes on top. These are not ADATs. Toes on an M113. We have again here 2 more. The remainder of the squadron of Leopard C1s. Then we have D company. Yeah, there's no C company. So it's A, B, and D for the
It's probably been
here.
detached to a cavalry regiment to provide it infantry for battle grouping.
Right.
This is a common thing we do in NATO, and specifically British and Commonwealth, is we swap subunits around to provide a combined arms force known as a battle group.
Very good. Yeah, and we do have that in other scenarios here. So we have Breakaway is sort of I think it's a brigade scale scenario here with the Canadians, and we've done exactly that. We've attached an infantry company to the mechanized, to the armored, and then vice versa as well. So awesome. We have some mortar support here. Ed, I don't know if you know this, but did Canadians or Lex have the M125, like a self-propelled 81mm mortar? I've seen conflicting information. I always thought it was a dismounted mortar, but carried around an M113. I'm not sure if you guys know or not, but
I'd have to double check.
yeah.
My gut tells me yes, but I know the minute that I say yes, someone will pipe up, and that was probably actually there. One thing I got a question for, just in terms of Delta Company there for One Van Du. Typically, that's a combat support company. I just want to see if that's
Right.
if that's line infantry or if that's combat
No,
support.
it looks like we don't have a combat support company here. It's just the line infantry. So good
Yeah,
point,
no
though. That's where we'd find our AT and our mortars and our recce, correct?
Yes.
Fire support company. Yeah.
I'm sure we have some recce on the map. I saw them over to the west.
We've got some recce here. We've got 4 links. So the HQ element counts as 1. And then we've got 3 additional, just a single links. A tiny little scaled down M13 with their 50 cal on top. Yeah, another book on my shelf behind me. Above my head is called The Sharp End. Have you guys read that one by James Davis? He was in Germany in a recce, bombs around at the links doing exercises.
No, I haven't.
No? Oh, okay. Then he joined the Airborne. He was in Rwanda and that sort of stuff. And I think he was in Bosnia as well. But anyway, good book. Definitely recommend it. That was one I read as a kid that kind of inspired me to join the Canadian Army. Anyway, I digress.
Okay, so happy with our forces. I think if you do the maneuver overlay, we can see some of the terrain features that are going to help or hinder us.
Alrighty. So you're referring to the MCU, is it?
Yes, the thing that takes a team of 3 to do in 30 minutes using Lumicolors today on an acetate, which you're going to press a button and there's going to be a staff officer's wet dream there.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I just got to right click. This one? Yeah.
Yeah. So we're now 30 minutes later and we've used 5 pens to do this. Yeah.
All right.
So there's some maneuver space out to the west. We've got high ground south of the river, and there's effectively a bowl to the north, which is where the town is, unsurprisingly, with high ground in a sort of horseshoe shape. And there's effectively a 9 o'clock, think of the town clock face. You've got a 9 o'clock entry point with the road network that follows the river, again in the river valley. So that looks like a possible left hook west. And there's also the potential to, there's three bridges on the river. And I think if you go right a bit, you see east. I think there might be another one
there,
a bit more.
That's as far east as I can go, but yeah, right here is another bridge.
Yeah. So there's a big hook left, big hook right. Oh, there's into the teeth, Battle of the Boyne style, which could be painful.
Could be.
I think we've got some latitude on where we can deploy our troops. We've already got recce over on the left-hand side in the west. So with a pure infantry company.
Yeah, D company's up there too.
Yeah, and the tanks down. So the battle group's effectively split 50-50 left and right over the river.
Okay. And we do have the ability to shift these tanks if we need, if we want to
sure
put more force on them, right? But
yeah, I'm wondering if this sort of the fix and flank, very simple for a Thursday afternoon, if that give them a fight on objective Sucre to the south, that fixes their attention, and then flank along the river line, the river valley, sorry, at the 9 o'clock. Use the air support and artillery to effectively damage and destroy what they show us in the fixing fight.
Okay.
As opposed to try and be 100% sneaky beaky, which is a sort of more cautious option.
Alrighty.
Lex, thoughts?
Works for me. Quick question: can you just pull up the I forget what it's called, but like basically where you can see the equipment? I just want to see if the Lynx has thermals on it.
Sure.
What type of optics it has on it.
So yeah, as we click through
sensors.
Sensors. Infrared searchlight.
IR. No.
Yeah, not the best sights
for
night.
What's our illumination? 0%.
Visibility is currently, I think, 6.5K, but obviously it's raining, so the optics wouldn't. I don't think the thermal's going to work very well in the rain anyway at this rate. No. So good for a sneaky schnurgle round to the west, given the rain. It'll also orally, frustrate hearing, etc. And then in a couple of hours it will be daylight. So by the time those two subunits effectively congregate around the town, it should be. I mean, I wouldn't want to fight in the town in the dark necessarily. So I think that's an option.
Alrighty.
Yeah, absolutely. So probably we can start hammering away at setting our recce.
Yeah, sounds good. So we want to start with these
like
guys.
not unless Ed's smart on the scenario here. I don't have any idea what the enemy disposition looks like.
I've never played it before, but I think because they're depleted, they'll be clinging on to the town and maybe some of the high ground around the town. And so maybe, again, if I was going to just template them, maybe a company forward in Sucre, south of the river, but not too much because they need to get back north. And then maybe 2+ companies, probably one on the home bank and maybe one further in depth, possibly as a reserve or holding a shoulder. And again, they've got roads left and right to protect.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
You probably need to think about where to maneuver these forces to get good eyes on into Sucre, and then basically turn our artillery onto FSCC, and I think we just hit them, and that will distract them whilst we have the rest of the forces moving around.
Sounds good.
Makes sense to me.
Should we move up these recce as much as we can to get some eyes on Sucre?
Yeah, I'd split the recce so we have 2 elements of the recce with the flanking force and 2 with our fixing force, because we want to find them with our recce and not with our mounted M13s. We'll get blown up.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe start looking at line of sight from those high features, like the wooded high features there. Ugh.
Yeah, we can barely see them there.
You got to bump into them, it looks like.
Yeah, okay.
We've also got time. We've got 5 hours, so we could also wait for the dawn while the move's happening on the left, on the western side. We can have get everything into position, and then the sun will come up and increase visibility. So
All right.
I think that the key placement of the recce and the tow launchers, and then keep the combat teams effectively out the way so they can't be seen, but with good run-in times to strike into Sucre.
All
And
right.
I think Lex, we might strike into Sucre, but we won't punch over to Maple. I think Maple is going to be the primary responsibility of the flanking force once it comes into action.
I agree.
All right. Sounds good. So these two recce elements, we want to split them across as I've got here and move them into the high ground. Is that sort of what we're thinking? To Overwatch? Or what do you think?
Well, I just don't.
Yes.
I don't want to push them too far forward. So we could
I
always...
try and maintain at least 2K standoff.
2K standoff? Okay, yeah, let's fiddle with SOPs here. So to do that, we can either go through our orders and edit order SOP, or we can go to the SOP manager. So right now, this recce is set to recon, recce, screen and fight, 2 hexes.
Play silent screen, or whatever the equivalent is on the new game here.
Yeah, silent and screen. So 2K, so that would be 4 hex standoff range. And hold until fired on. Relocate while enemies spotted, or shall we just say receiving any fire? Because if they see the enemy, they're gonna bugger off. But we probably.
I think we want to keep eyes on. It's just receiving fire to relocate.
All right, sounds good. And we'll keep them on concealment preference for movement, so they're not just driving down the roads. And so the handy feature I love great with this SOP manager that Kevin worked on is other reconnaissance units we can apply this to and future orders. So if we apply and select all 4, now we don't have to go through all 4 and
that's great.
Set them. We could just do it once and for all. So
we could also allocate them the mortars. I don't know where the mortars are on the map in direct support. Can we do that?
Yeah, let's open them up. So I'll go through this menu, SOP manager. All right, so Arty mortar modified. Let's go to Arty organic mortar. And so where we looking is direct support priority. So
oh, nice.
Same group or lower. But I think we want to just go all. I guess that's just the Arty mortar concealment. So
yeah, this is new, eh?
Yep. This is definitely a new SOP preset system here as a manager. But I guess we don't want to necessarily do it to all the other.
Yeah, so I think like we give the mortars to Rec, as in we assign mortars to support Recce. We keep at least half our guns in reserve for the flank because the enemy could counter battery, and we put 2 on the fixing force as well. But we can run that through FSCC.
Great.
All right. Well, speaking of specified units, so direct support priority on the mortars is now going to the HQ of Recce or lower. So yeah, so they can call on the mortars now just directly.
So Andrew, in game terms, does that mean there's less of a delay for the call in of fire?
That's a very good question. I'm going to throw that to Kevin. I know he's in the chat and he worked on this system. So hopefully, Kevin, you could answer that for me because I don't want to get it wrong. All right, but how about our positioning of our mortars now? We've only got a max range of 4.6 kilometers. So we probably want to move them up a bit so we can reach. Do we want to keep them south of Sucre, or maybe we could move them potentially?
So yeah, keep them between the 2 combat teams. So if they draw any fire, we're not going to splash the rest of the combat team. I think that is. So we've also going to put guns on this. So I think the mortars want to focus on the near bank. Right. So that's fine.
Okay.
I think they're shielded by the summit of the hill in front of them from Sucre. So that's fine.
They should be. Yeah.
This is perfect point of having an indirect fire system with high angle.
All right. Oh, Kevin's asking, what was the question? The question was, is there less of a delay on SOPs when its direct support priority is to a specific unit? So our Recce is going to call in the mortars. Is there less of a delay to get them called in as a result? Kevin says, yep, and being able to do multiple multi-selects is great. I don't know what that... Oh, he's responding to something else, not to me. Okay, we'll get an answer shortly on that. Alrighty, so our positioning of our Recce, do we want to issue them orders right off the bat because yeah, there will be no delay if we issue orders now before we hit start. Say move deliberate, move hasty, or assault.
Yeah, I'd say deliberate move to their first spot there. Their first
Okay.
Yeah, so effectively
vantage
creeping
point.
them in. Yeah, creeping them in from the 7 and sort of 4 o'clock positions.
Yeah. So I'm gonna send them to that hex because that seems to be the best visibility. So we could just move deliberate on there, commit, and once you get there, we'll have them screen just so they're able to move quicker as opposed to being hold. They'll start digging in, but they will be quite vulnerable getting there. So hopefully we sneak them in. Apparently the Lynx was quite loud. I haven't heard one personally, but not the quietest recce vehicle. All right, so from our 7 o'clock, should we try to get them in the town? I guess it wouldn't have as much visibility. They don't have much up in the hill either, but
Maybe just one bound out. We'll see what pops up based on the first movement or first turn.
sure. So leave them there for now, and then move them once we.
Yeah.
All right.
Hate to overcommit them, and then
Mm-hmm.
next thing you know, the enemy's popping up right in front of you, and we haven't planned anything.
And we'll have no recce. All right.
Next thing I think to place is the anti-tanks, the purple icons down there.
Yeah, these
So
guys
I think
are going to do some good work.
Can we bring up the equipment selector again, or the?
They do have thermal imagers, so we'll be able to see them.
Detection's good, but direct fire range is only about 2K. Is that right? For
3.75.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. So I think again, either we split them between the sort of 5 and the 4 o'clock, or we group them up. There's a nice ridge line on the right, just by the recce. They could all live up there if we can dump them there in that deployment zone.
On that one there.
Yeah, sort of. I would let recce develop and then bring them forward so they don't get planked early on. But this is the tension of do we split the anti-tank assets from 2 angles, or do we keep them all together on one side? So again, we've got tanks on the Southern Combat Team, so they've got some good direct fire. The easternmost infantry company is just pure infantry plus its own organic tow.
Yep, and we could actually move that tow up further if we wanted to.
The only thing is, there is an obstacle belt just north of the westernmost bridge, which should, in theory, be covered by fire. So there could be enemy elements up there that might squirt down that bridge. So it could be a good idea to at least leave one anti-tank element to support the recce on the 4 o'clock, on the 7 o'clock position.
All right. I'm gonna drop them up here. Seems to be a decent coverage along the road.
Yeah, can you see what the line of sight is beside that obstacle to the right? Just one more over. Okay, I just wanted to see if they could see down the river there.
Yeah, quite all the way down, but.
And then the one just to the left of it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's still pretty tight.
That's a good one to cover the route in, because that's where our flanking force is going to come in.
Yeah,
on the road.
Maybe just be safe. Just the 2 hexes to the left there, where it was before. Yeah, right there. No. There you go.
Yeah, nice.
All right, and for this guy,
bring him up next to the recce on the. Yeah. So again, this is a concept of sort of recce anti-tank teaming, where recce will find and then call forward the anti-tank to strike, or if the recce hits something that follows it up, it can fall back onto the anti-tank to shoot. Because in this time frame, anti-tank can't fire on the move. They need to have a good line of sight so the tow cable doesn't get tangled and all that jazz. So it's complementing the 2 systems together instead of having each of them fighting their own independent battles.
Sounds good.
What do we, Andrew? What do we have them set for SOPs?
SOPs. So let's bring up our manager. Oh yeah, not good. So we want them to stay and fight. Maximum range. I assume. They're not going to relocate. Would we want
Can we
them
actually
to?
do? Can we actually do screen and fight? The reason why I
Sure.
say that is just in case, because we don't really know the enemy start state.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these units might actually be in a pretty sticky situation right off the hop.
Okay.
And then it'll give us a little bit of
I
flexibility to get them off.
Until the flanking attack goes in, we don't need to be sort of skylining on ridge lines and taking it in the face. We're going to let our mortars and artillery do a lot of the work in the early phases. This is just to get some pot shots off. I don't know if we can set the target parameters to prioritize tanks over IFVs or if that matters.
We don't have that with AT, but we do actually have a new feature called fire support groups, and so we can do that with artillery. But all right, so are we happy with these SOPs? They'll relocate, receiving any fire, fire discipline max range, and then they're on a 4 hex standoff range.
Can we be able to knock that down to 2?
Yeah, but they won't go as aggressively.
Because I mean, the town's so small, right? 4
Yeah.
hexes could be
very true.
other side of the town.
There, yeah. All right, so I've applied that to all AT units and future orders. Okay. For thinking AT.
I think the next thing is to map the recce, proving the route into the town.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this might be a good one to take it slow so we don't run in and explode and give a bit of separation between the two elements.
Mm-hmm.
We could do like what, a bounded turn or something like that?
I was also thinking we could try and pick a feature. It's like null there. We could try and get one of them up onto there, and then push the other one through.
Yeah.
And then start creeping the combat team, the infantry, and the tank squadron closer. So we're saving some time on the run-in.
All right. So this is going to take about an hour for them to move. Do we want them to take the road, or are we good with the first hour of movement?
No, it should be fine. We got, what, 5 hours on the time?
Yeah, I think get them up there covertly, and then we can use the road. We do want one thing to go down the road because we're going to go down the road. So if the road's got issues, we need to find that out. But softly.
And I mean, if it's clear, then we can do hasty movement up the road.
I'll move them delivering here for now, and then we can move them hasty after if needed. Another handy shortcut now is you can right-click on the waypoint and actually modify these SOPs. So they remove, use conceal, it'll kind of use the road, or you can prioritize the road. There's also a new direct path movement option as well. So that's, I like to use that one. But anyway, we'll use the roads, or not concealment, just to clear that path. Okay, so do we want to start maneuvering our Western force? Let's see what we can actually do in terms of setup. We could move them up to come down this road. Is that kind of our intent? And then the armor can come behind.
So I wouldn't cross the bridge. So the bridge is quite open in the river valley. So I would keep them. What's the town there? Wormlingen. I just need them to be out of sight in case, because the enemy sometimes has attack aviation and stuff as well.
Okay, so keep them west of there, and then we're gonna move up here eventually. Okay, and then if our armored element, do we want them to be close to the infantry, or move up on a separate vector here?
Yeah, the order of march when we go in will be tanks leading until the town, and then infantry will then take the lead. I think is a simple. Lex, you happy with that?
Okay, so we'll put them in the same spot, essentially. Move our tanks up here.
Yeah, more or less with the C1s in the front.
I can't even get them on the same hex, but okay, we'll move them. So I think this may have been a Southern Storm feature, but holding control and clicking on a unit will select all of the ones in that element here. So we have a new now feature called Move as Formation. So if we want to do a column movement or 2 up, so 2 hex across or 3 hex across. So if we want to do like a column hasty, for example, I'm not going to put them very quickly or very far here, but it will then path along there, and they'll stay in formation. So the first one will go to that hex, second one there, third one there. So that's a new feature, but you can always tweak to move them into various destinations after that. So I find that to be quite helpful. But so do we want them to move off the map? I was just kind of demoing, but should we move them
you can't,
into town? Can I push up right away?
Yeah, I wouldn't go any further than that.
Yeah. All right, let's just move them off the bat into this town. Although that looks like there we go. Better route. And we'll hold our infantry for now, or want to move them up? Just wait.
I think probably just hold in place.
All right, sounds good. They'll be on screen so that once we do decide to move them, they'll have a quicker response time. Okay, so our western force appears to be ready. How about our fixed position?
What do you think, Ed? Like, I think the only concern I really have at this point is just making sure they're not too close. Maybe finding like some sort of waiting area, either slightly to the east or to the south.
Yeah, I think the logical axis is the road. So if you take them back to the road junction, about 3k to the east, further east.
Can you throw in that town, like scatter them out a little bit in between the town and the woods, or however? I'm just worried that right off the hop, they'll get deleted by D30s or whatever they have for artillery.
All right. Far enough back?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So we can, we'll move them once we know what the situation is. And now the A company and attached armor down here. What should we do with that?
Yeah, same thing. Find waiting area, or I mean that looks pretty good. But if you move that headquarters, put it to the rear. Headquarters and the infantry.
Can you show the cover? I think there's a cover overlay. Is there cover concealment overlay?
Yeah, it's the bottom right hand corner.
Oh, look at that spotter. I mean, that will probably make us understand easier if we can see the not as in the movement one. I think there's one that gives a numerical number for each hex.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking about like spawnable from?
Maybe. I thought there was like a cover factor for each hex, and we could therefore see if everything was sat in good cover or shitty cover.
So in the bottom right hand corner, as he like scans over each hex, there's like a defense value, and then I guess
conceal and cover.
Yeah, concealment value. That's what I was looking for.
Are you looking for one that shows all of the hexes, just so we can terrain overlay cover? Let's take some time.
It'll take a minute.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, they should be good.
The only frustrating thing about this is where your unit is, we can't actually see the number. So it's almost the thing you do before you place it.
So 81 here, 86, so in the 80s, which is pretty good. 84.
That's good. It's solid.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right, Ed, are you happy?
Yeah, je suis content. Allons-y.
All right, let's go. Let's do it. First turn, here we go.
I have to translate for Lex because he's a Patricia.
Dawn has started. 5% elimination now. All right, uneventful first turn. I will just hit go for our next 21 minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
Pretty short OODA loop here.
There we go.
Got some contact. Reki. Oh no, Reki's dead. But they did call in that mortar.
At least the mortar's fired, yeah.
All right. Do we want to make any changes here? or just keep going until this.
Did you want
loses
that
place?
5 o'clock toe under armor there? Ed, did you want to move that up on the ridgeline?
Yeah, you're probably going to have to creep it so it can get eyes on, and then our
Yeah.
recce unit at the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock needs to creep forward.
All right. Do we want to move them into the town proper or up onto the ridge here?
The ridge. Chats of a meeting engagement.
Yeah, I think it's a series of degrees. We'll move to the ridge, then maybe we'll move to the town, then maybe we'll move to the bridge, like, as light gets clearer.
All right. So let's roll. Getting lighter, 35% illumination, 45%. Getting some daylight. Can we actually see a bunch more?
I think we gotta wait until they move up on that ridge.
Yeah. Okay, do we want to start moving our Western Force forward a little bit, or?
Can I just check what our guns are allocated to at the moment? Are all guns on FSCC? Can we keep 2 of them out of fire support for the moment? Keep them in reserve.
Yeah, we can take 2.
If you're happy with that, Lex, I just can see them firing their ammo and getting counter batteried on
Right
an outpost.
Yeah, no, that's good.
One that hasn't even arrived yet, but we got 2 on.
Yeah, it's next turn.
So this is our fire support group here, kind of priority for those guns. But anyway, so yeah, nothing. Just this fire support request on the mortar. We don't have any counter battery assets, and then there's our air support. So now I will just check our SOPs. Run already shoot and scoot. But they're not going to relocate after every shot because they're off-map assets, so that should be good.
Yeah, and I see the air support going into Maple, so north of the river, clear, deconfliction, and we expend all that before we commit our flanking attack.
Okay. So we do have a Hornet on call, but not forever. Just a couple more hours. Okay. So are we moving anywhere?
Yeah, they don't work 24 hours a day in RCF.
No. Do we want to move anyone for now, or just keep rolling?
I maybe bound the tanks in the whatever company that is, Delta Company on the west there.
Yeah, I would start moving them to the river.
Yeah.
I would punch the recce that's in the river valley to the east because we're going to get eyes on the knoll in about 2 minutes' time.
All right.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
We might want to check the visibility of the anti-tank unit on the ridge and see if it needs to move 1 hex to the east.
Yeah, it's gonna have to. I take 2.
2?
That might be so not to the obstacle because that might be covered by fire. 1, I just go 1 at a time, and then we'll see what it sees.
Sounds good.
And then if you can start planning the next bound for the links there in the valley.
How far up should we send them?
Let's see here. Oh, they're up to the north there.
It's gonna be a risky open move.
Yeah, there's not a lot of. Maybe.
Yeah. I think they're 80.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Looks great.
All right.
Because there's 2 ways into Maple. There's that bridge, and then there's a northern route round at the sort of 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, looks good.
Do we want to move up our infantry, bound them into this position as the armor moves?
Yes.
Okay. Let's move this formation. We'll just do a hasty screen. Now let's double check where their destinations are. Open up 1. HQ in there. All right. How about our eastern B company here? Should we wait it? Oh, taking Artie. We could hold them until we're ready to move.
Yeah, one more turn. I want to figure out.
Okay.
Let's see what happens with this.
See with these, yeah.
Over there.
All right, let's roll it and see what happens. Oh, made contact
There we
with
go.
enemy reconnaissance up here.
Good recce drills.
Okay, that's pretty static. Should we call some artillery on there? Or?
Yeah, I do think we want to. That's a enemy recce. Artillery should either shred their light armor or force them to displace, either of which is good.
All right. Well, I learned from last week's stream with John, do as much fire in as little time as possible. So,
although this is a recce call sign, so a lot of fire. I would say they're probably going to displace
quickly
once they receive any fire because they're so light. If you put 60 rounds on, that's a lot of rounds onto two or three recce vehicles.
I think there might be about 4 vehicles from what I saw.
There's 4. I think it's 4. What is it? Those BRDMs with the?
Or there might be 2 BRDMs with 2 scout teams with them. But okay, let's put 20 rounds in 4 minutes.
That's fine.
And see how that goes. All right. Otherwise, this AT's in place. Hasn't really spotted anything. This recce has not spotted anything in this area.
We're just a quick note here. We're definitely reading I'm reading the chat here, so we're definitely seeing all your guys' banter.
Oh.
And I concur there, Sergeant Dog. I think it's an anti-tank or anti-armor.
Okay.
Yeah,
we can go to, if we go to our intelligence tab here, enemy sit rep, so we see where the 2.
Scroll down.
Oh yeah, could be.
There you go.
Yep, good call. When it flashed by that quickly, it's hard to tell. Alrighty. Any other movements before I hit start? We're
nope.
Hour and a half into the scenario out of 5. Still some time. Looks like we have another Trisha in the chat here, Dark Horse 659er. Another new feature in the game is with the audio, where now the NATO audio, like fire movement, is going to happen in your left audio channel, so just in your left headset, and the force impact will be on the right side, so you can kind of better distinguish between who's firing, who's moving at what time.
Interesting. Can we check line of sight on those the anti-tank units and the recce units? Yeah, okay, and then just in the south there.
You can see a lot more.
Yeah, nothing's popping up, eh?
They could be on a hold order and be a lot harder to spot, especially in the urban terrain.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna get ugly really fast.
Yeah. So we've got what 3.5 hours left, or 4 hours left?
We've got, I guess, 3
hours 15 minutes.
Yeah,
14 minutes.
Our infantry can actually see beyond a hex now, so that's good.
So I think we might need to commit to Sucre to strike the spike, and that should illuminate the defense, hopefully of both, or at least get them to unmask certain things. It's not really an ideal way to do this, but I suppose the combat team in the south can move up, put tanks in a sort of breach / overwatch, and then deploy the infantry. And we keep the pure infantry company as a second echelon. Only commit it if we need to, because if we commit both, they could both get hit by fires from the far bank.
So Leopard set up the fire base on the south, and then we'll have the break-in from the east. Does that work? The guys is it Alpha Company there in reserve?
Yep.
That work for you, Ed?
Yeah, I'm not sure, because again, I think the enemy was on that hill knoll on the just below the objective icon.
Yeah, so you have just south of the links there, right at the 6 o'clock, there's those 2 high features, or a higher, you can just check. There, okay.
This one looks decent, potentially.
Yeah, like if we could start there.
Okay, let's move them up.
And deliberate.
All right. Do we want to keep him there for a while or screen just to
I'd say
move?
screen for now.
All right.
And then for
You can have the other
SOP.
tank troop lead them in.
Do we want
Pardon
them?
me?
Do you want to have the other tank troop lead them in? So if there's anything, they take it.
Yeah.
Move
Because
them up
there aren't
to-
great fire angles here because it's urban, so everything's kind of like point blank in your face.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Kind of
I'm just
gross.
worried about the M113s exploding on the way in.
So should we push the tank up as far as here?
Can you just move it up onto the high feature to the right?
Yeah. That's actually what I was looking at mostly.
Just
This one
yeah, there you go.
seems to be a nice line.
And then we'll have the infantry do their first bound.
All right, let's
into
check their
the town.
SOPs before we do, because we can set how many hexes away they want to disembark. Do we want to make these grunts?
We do. Can you just go to the SOP preset there? Yeah, APC attack, I think it is.
APC attack, so that'll be 2 hexes away. So yeah, they can walk a click.
Disembark. Can we knock that down to 1?
On both accounts, or?
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, 0. Can we do 0 from the end of path? Because I mean, if there's nothing there, there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
And then enemy, what is that? 1 hex. That puts us, what, 500 meters?
500 meters, yep.
300 meters?
Yep.
500.
Okay.
What do we want to do with our M113s? Do we want them to support or hide? Support. Get that 50 cal going.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So they are not going to relocate. Fire distance max range, no standoff range.
So Lex, do you see this as a 1-up platoon attack supported by tanks onto that knoll, and keep the other 2 platoons slightly back, or go in with 2 platoons up and keep 1 back? Keep it simple. We don't know what's there.
It says 1, but
yeah.
What I think we'll actually need is probably 2. We still have the folks to the east there.
So my worry about putting 2 is what's on the far side of the knoll and getting shot in the face. So I think if we do 1, but we put a battery on that hill, on that knoll, as part of this orders for shaping fires.
Sure.
Or we can use the mortars, but the mortars currently are supporting Recce.
No.
So I think we've got a good distance between us and the target to use for safety for the guns. So I think go for the guns.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we going to do with 3 platoon A company? They're going to move up.
Yeah. Just to the first part of the town there. Yeah. Right there.
All right. And screen. And are we doing a 2-up move or just the 1?
We're gonna. We'll go with 1 up.
Okay.
Keep them behind the berm there, Ed.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Yeah, just 2 hexes up. Yeah, that works. And then you could put these guys just across the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah. Just have them move where the tanks are now. 2 hexes up. Yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
Should we start prepping the company to the east?
Yeah, I think we want to move that forward, but not reveal it yet.
Yeah, can you check line of sight for the toe under armor top there, and just to the 11 up, yeah, right there. Yes, you could.
Yeah, stick it there.
Slide them in there.
That's a weird route.
So I'm thinking put that company 1 hex back from the crest. So again, I'm not great at judging the slope on in this game.
Yeah, right where that low area is there, right there. Yeah, just basically 1 hex to the, or not 1 hex, but 1 kilometer to the northwest. Get them slow rolling.
All right. They're moving up into these 2 locations, leaving HQ as is, and then AT's moving up there.
Happy with that?
Are we happy with this AT, where he is? Cannot see
much,
but
can you
risky.
just go one hex? Yeah, we might have to.
They're supporting one.
Maybe after the armor is set.
Okay.
Yeah, I think keeping more things with a foot on the ground whilst we're doing this infantry attack is advisable. Yes, but once that's happened, we maybe leave it.
Shall we continue?
Yes.
Let's roll. Proceed. Oh, we got our next CF-18 ready. Stand by. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Still no
Okay.
contact. They are dug into this place. They are not.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're about 50%
I
of the
say,
way through our timing. So.
yeah, I say we go
Yeah.
for the assault. Go
Yeah.
for the assault. Put some fire support on just ahead of it.
All right.
Just along the starting at the left side of that 3500 marker.
Over
Yeah,
here.
right there. Yeah,
Okay.
just like and yeah, right there.
Okay. We do have some smoke rounds too if we want to drop some smoke. So this is going to use up half and half basically of their HE. And we should probably resupply that guy after that.
That's good.
And
And yeah, one more bound forward with the toe under armor to the right. At Aspen. Can't say the rest of that. Yeah, just right to there. Yeah, if you bring it where that 22 is, the 22 to the farthest left. Yeah.
all right. I think that's where we lost.
Yeah, and I would even argue to put that in hold.
Okay.
Recce on the western side, the one that got bounced. We want to re-establish the advance to put it back, get it back to the null. The other one, the western one.
Back up there.
Yep. See if we push that enemy Recce off. And do you think let's keep creeping it slowly through the town?
Yeah. Maybe move the yeah, move up. Yeah, just move up two.
To here or
yeah
here?
Farthest one. We gotta get something going here.
All right.
And one bound north for the armor on the at the 5 o'clock, the south there. The other one, yeah, right there.
One bound north up here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully he can.
See if something comes out.
Get some fire. I'm just gonna do a direct path so he takes the shortest route through those trees. And if
You
this
probably
guy contact, hopefully you can support him.
On the west there, we can probably start moving the armor and the infantry up a bit further forward. I feel like when it's gonna happen, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be go time. We're gonna have to just go charging it in.
How far forward do we want the armor? Because they are in a nice overwatch right here.
Yeah, I just leave them there. That one for now.
Okay. So we'll move this platoon up. Should we stick them in the town?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you calculate a run-in time for the Eastern Company to the first urban? Don't actually give it the order, but can you just give me a rough? I always struggle with the timings on this to understand the.
Because it's best just to give them
right
that order, and then we'll see. Can always cancel it after. So.
45 minutes? No.
Half hour, 35.
Okay.
40.
Okay. How long have we got left? I'm just on my phone here. I'm just like trying to zoom into different parts of the screen.
Yeah, so we got 2.5 hours left. So
I think we initiate that attack at the 2-hour point.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 more turns.
Yes.
2 more turns.
So we'll cancel that maneuver.
2 more turns.
Although we can do an extra delay before initiating this order. So do we want to? You said 2 more turns, so like 40 minutes.
Nah, we'll have time to give you.
Okay. Do we want to set up any more barrages? start hitting this area. Anticipation?
No, I'm good.
No? Wait? Okay.
I think it's good.
Alrighty. How about our western approach? Do we want to start creeping them up?
Yeah, bring them up. Bring them
To the next
up
bridge.
Here.
and then just throw the infantry where the armor was.
Alright. Do we want to keep them on the same hex or move them just off?
You spread them out a bit, yeah.
Alright, let's move these guys. Hasty. I'll just push them a little further off that bridge, over the bridge.
Great.
We can get them there. This one can go there. HQ there. Alright, now this HQ. Where's your command range? There we go. Okay, so those tanks will still be within range, so that's good. Maybe I'll just move them up a little bit. Alrighty, so we've got a Recce on the move. We've got, yeah, all the western approaches on the move here. We'll wait on them. And these guys, we want to push them in up or wait until the barrage is over and then move.
So 5:30 or 5:33 is when they're gonna kick off. Can we get an estimate of how long it'll take them to get to that spot?
Up to here?
Right.
Let's see.
I think if we charge them at the knoll, just one hex down to the right, then they won't be in the barrage and they'll have a high ground feature to observe into the town.
Do that.
Up to there?
No,
The one just below the, yeah, just below the objective.
Ah, in there.
Yeah, perfect. That's also where we saw the enemy.
yeah, and then change that to. Can you change that to like an assault or hold or?
Yeah, I can change that to a hold. And there's very little cover, very little concealment in that hex, by the way. So it is a risky.
We're probably going to then have that as an anchor, which we're going to flood round to the left, around the road, into the objective point.
Okay. So do we want to get one platoon moving up as well? Kind of maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want them hanging out there on their own if there's no cover. They could also pull back into the dead ground if needs be.
Just left of it. Just left of the knoll there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's all going to have to happen pretty quickly.
Yeah. And our HQ, so they're still within command range, so I'm just going to move them up a little bit just to be safe.
Where's that third platoon?
1, 2,
Okay, yeah, we're good.
3. All right. Let's roll. There will be a delay in their order time to start moving, but hopefully take a look at the chat, see if we've got anything else going on in there. Kevin says, not my rodeo, but another way to play this scenario is to, oh no, interrupted by contact. Okay, that AT is nicely returning fire. Both of them, brilliant. Okay, that AT on the west is now pulling back. They're taking a loss. Wow, that was great positioning of those two ATs being on that.
Yeah, they're having a bad day.
Infantry. Yeah, they're pulling it. They were turning up the hill. Good thing we're getting rid of that AT on the northwest there as our tanks advance, probably within their line of sight. They withdrawn. I can tell you guys are pros. Good planning. I'm seeing it pay off. Oh, they did take some fire. That's a miss. Our leopards. Nice work.
Nice.
Ah, good old dragoon. Well, looks like we have another spotted motor rifle. I guess that would be a company in there. No, is that a platoon? There's 3 squads. Yeah, platoon.
6 vehicles.
So we could put some mortar on there, or we could put something bigger.
With something bigger.
Yeah.
and then we'll just leave. We'll keep the mortars on call for the recce.
Sure. I'm going to increase the amount of fire on this. Okay. So I think we took some casualties. Yeah, with 3 platoon here, A company. We lost a section with their vehicle, but pretty good strength so far. Hopefully they'll gain that foothold next turn.
So Lex, now that the attack in the south is fixing their attention, I think go with the Eastern Company.
Yes. Just before we do that, can you move that southern tank to where the recce? Move it to just south there. No, not that one. Just one more. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that's nice. Watch.
And hold.
Hold. Yeah. Excellent. Now, what's that? So yeah, the other way to look at the ETA is just right click on here. So 0609. So that's 20 minutes they'll get there. But if we alter this, we can see. Oh, 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
All right. Could be valuable in those 2 minutes.
Can we move the headquarters to the southern half of the town there? Just the first urban, on the other side. Okay.
All right.
And if we could start that assault on the eastern.
Okay.
Side of the city.
How do we want to do that? 1, 2, 3, straight up the road. Want to place?
I think we treat this as more of a clearance. So get them up in line, drop them in the woods, and then advance in.
Yep.
Okay. So kind of align in these 3 hexes, or yeah, I guess that's probably the most cover. Move this one up here. Screen. Although.
Or we could do 2 and keep 1 in reserve.
Okay.
Just because we don't know what's along that road.
Very
to the northeast. 2 up, 1 back.
Do we want to keep them back where they are, or like kind of just?
No, we need to start moving them up.
Yeah.
Like they should be given orders to move right to the ridge line.
If we put them up here, might be able to get an overwatch to support these guys.
Yeah, they're gonna have to just start making the break in now.
Mm-hmm.
So we can just move them right to the wood line, and then we'll use that wood line as our
D-bus point.
Yeah, line of departure.
What that company then can do after it's cleared the urban hexes is I think it could then potentially remount and punch over the bridge if conditions allow.
Yep.
Alrighty. Do we want to drop any fire support on these hexes as well?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Just one gun. Or one.
This one for ammo.
Sorry, 1 troop. 1 troop, 1 squadron.
Yeah, I always confuse with the.
See on the thing here.
There's a gun platoon and then a troop. A battery.
Squadron. Sorry, battery.
They have 3 rounds
Apologies.
left. Okay, I'm just gonna resupply these guys. I thought I did already, but okay. What do we have for number 2?
That'll work. Yeah.
Okay, we got lots of rounds there. I'm gonna do a bit more spread over time as a suppression because that'll hopefully cover their advance. And yeah, do we want to bound our western force as well, or are they good as is?
Yeah, if we can find some couple spots for the tanks there. Can you try the line of sight where that 15 is? Oh, no, the 28. Where the 19 is. 28. Yeah, right there.
There we go.
Great, it's not terrible.
Yeah. This one's comparable.
Or the 35. I'm just worried about how close that is into the city.
There's no cover.
What score the 28 is, or the 20? Yeah, right there.
Up there. All right. Let's move.
Yeah, one big bound. And for these folks, I think they're gonna have to hop on whatever that 15 is. Yeah, 61.
Should we hold them up there?
Yes.
All right. Okay, our infantry.
They can hold out.
All right.
Wait out until.
We can shout out some IMPs. All right. So our southern guys are in screen position here. Do we want to keep pushing them up? Maybe one hex, prepare to assault these guys, or?
Can you actually? Would you be able to hold? Yeah, hold them.
Hold this guy.
And then have the southern company there do the assault.
I'm going to move deliberate just up here for now, and then we'll get them ready for assault on there after the barrage is done. All right, I think we should roll forward.
I'm good. Ed, are you good? He's good.
All right. The thumb is up. Oh, we got contact. Good kill. Farren's starting to cover that eastern approach. And of course that enemy withdrew from that hex. Our barrage is now adjusted. Oh no. So we just walked right on top of our troops. It's there. Nice support. There we go, destroy.
Nice.
Well, it looks like there's a big enemy presence right on top of that.
Air support on call.
Yeah, we do have air support on call. We could call them onto that hex. Is that what you're thinking?
Okay. Yeah.
Alright. I think we've got an hour on that first Hornet. Got a lot for the second one, but super section. And they're black on their cam, so I think the Colonel G is probably out of ammo. Okay, let's get some air support. Airstrike on this hex.
Yeah.
I've got a big area to check for targets, but they'll hit there.
And can you just confirm line of sight there for the top right-hand corner? Top right toe under armor. I just want to see if they can act as cutoff. Yeah, okay, we're good.
Cool.
It comes rolling down that road.
Yeah. All right, should we start advancing B Company into the town here? Our barrage went through. I don't know if it hit anything or not, but
yeah, and can we'll have them the company on the left. We'll have them advance straight to the victory points there. I feel like the company on the right there is going to be spent by the time, or sorry, on the left is going to be spent by the time.
Yeah. So we should move these guys up into the hex?
Yeah, I just one down and then hold them.
Sorry, did you say one?
Yeah, just one.
Okay, I will kill this.
And then have Bravo Company there clear from their line of departure there, the wood line straight to the 3500 marker. And yeah, if you can turn that if there's a way you can turn the last one into an assault.
Yeah, for sure. So let's go up here. We'll modify move deliberate to assault. and probably change their approach there.
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
And then for forward right, have them push to the where it's marked 11. And then
hold there.
Or yeah, either or, hold screen.
Okay.
And then for sure the reserve, move them up just past just where the right there. And then screen.
All right. They're all gonna remain within the command range, but I think I might want to move them up.
Move them up one down.
Okay, should we get these mortars supporting the infantry? I feel like Reki is just not really seeing anything anymore.
Sounds good.
So let's modify them. Let's just do all. There we go. Okay, now our western infantry, should we start moving them up along this road? It seems like there's no contact.
Same thing. First bound.
Should we move up all of them, or like just a couple, and keep the others in reserve? Or
For the second platoon,
mm-hmm.
Just two hexes to the left. The second platoon. Yeah, and then put the third one on the bottom road there.
On the rail?
Yeah. Or sorry, yeah. Is that a railway?
Yeah, that's a railway.
Right. Along the railway.
Okay, so yeah, they'll cross over and then be able to.
Got a little bit of flexibility.
Yeah, let's see how command range is. They're a little bit out of range, so let's move them up a couple.
Are they for SOPs? Because we haven't the infantry. I mean, just because we haven't got into the.
Yeah, good call. I think I applied all of the previous SOPs, the attack ones, to all infantry, so they're on the same.
Perfect.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, the SOP manager has been one of our best feedback in terms of positive changes, because it saves a ton of time, ton of fiddling with all the different knobs and everything. But yeah, these tanks are still decent Overwatch position. Or do we want to move maybe a Leopard up to here?
Yes.
Enter AT. Better switch to Leopard. What can you see? Yes. All right, move on up. Not a whole lot of coverage, but better than nothing. And at least their guns will support the infantry. That's what they're there for. Everyone's there to support the infantry, right? We're not biased.
Totally.
All right. How about a Reki in the town here? I guess.
Just say keep push them through along that ridge line there.
Up here, maybe.
Yeah, that works.
And our other guy.
Hey Lex, we've got about just under 2 hours left. I was wondering if we do a quick check to see if the infantry in the west can reach the objective marker in that time with a move order.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, if you want to just move that one right to the. See what we got.
Yeah, let's give you an hour. Just under an hour.
2. Okay, yeah, we're still good.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. Should we move this Reki up a little bit?
Yeah, just along that road to the north. Far up north.
This one?
Yeah. Yep, along that road, and then maybe to the ridgeline just south of 39. 2 hexes. Yeah, sure, that works.
Okay. Maybe we'll stumble.
Apologies if I missed it. What's the purple hashing?
So that's an airstrike area, but we're gonna drop target right on the VP location, as we got a big enemy presence there. So that significantly depleted 3 platoon A company. All right, let's hit the go. Oh, we got a lot of stack on that bridge. Whoa. Juicy air targets there. The AT is making good use.
There we go.
Doing some contact. Oh, nice. That toe is doing well. eliminated. Oh, brilliant line of sight right on that bridge. Look at all this destroyed. And oh, there's only infantry just fell in the river. Okay, we got our Hornet coming in. Engaging ground targets. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. All right. 2 targets destroyed. 3 targets destroyed. Effective airstrike. Okay. It's heating up for sure here. So we still have enemy on that hex. They are damaged, but we have this other formation. I don't know if they were advancing across the bridge. It kind of looked like they were trying to counterattack or reinforce here.
Yeah, so that toe under armor that just hopped off the ridgeline, just directly to your right.
Sorry?
Directly to your right there.
Oh,
yeah.
who got off the ridge?
So they got off the ridge.
Oh.
I'm just wondering if you check line of sight on the 15 there. Yeah, if we can just move them in there and then hold them.
And maybe change SOPs not to move again, because I think that's probably what happened. They received fire.
Yeah, should be.
To stay in place. Apply that to all AT at this point.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, because I think this guy's kind of lost his line of sight.
Yeah, so can you just check for him? I'm just wondering if we can double back. He could double back and then come in along the ridge line just to the northeast of Aspen. How's that along? Maybe not there, but where the 32 is.
Sorry, 32 up here.
Yeah, right there.
I can't even see
that's
it.
not great.
I was wondering, but that's pretty close to the...
That'll work. That'll work right there.
Okay. Yeah, because you can cover that sort of that bridge.
Cover targets in depth.
All right.
Lex, I'm curious, do you think that was the
moves coming over the bridge and we basically punched it in the face and...
I didn't hear the last part you cut out there, Ed. Do I think what? Yeah, sorry, Ed, we can't hear you.
Kevin is asking, he says, what smacked the enemy on the bridge? I was looking away for a moment. It was this AT here. This AT section did an incredible job. If we go up into our unit log, we can actually see how many claims they had. The 2 AT. These are 2 AT here. Boom, boom. All these green ones are claims.
Nice.
Very short span.
I think we can put artillery on the far side of that bridge to close that off so they don't try that again.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good call, buddy.
Okay, I think we have our 4th guy in here. So let's put drop some rounds.
Can you put one? Yeah, can you just put one more north of that too?
For sure. Yeah, I'll get another gun on there. Or another few guns, I should say. Yeah, let's put 50 rounds. Up here. Let's just dump all those. 7 minutes. And then resupply. Yeah, we have a second airstrike, but I don't know if we want to use it yet. Okay, that's one motor rifle squad and vehicle are withdrawing out of that hex. What are our infantry doing? So we have 1 platoon still assaulting the objective. We have 3 platoon in place there.
Yeah, we'll let them continue on with the assault and figure out how this shakes out before we commit the
Sounds good.
reserve. And then if you can move, sorry, just on the, if you can move them up.
Move them all the way up to this T-junction.
Yeah, absolutely, and they can just hold.
Hold. They are avoiding for some reason. Let's just go straight up there. Okay. Now, these tanks still have good overwatch. ET, decent overwatch. Okay, I think we're good. Let's roll. across here. Oh, it looks like our recce took some fire from this hex here, just to their south. Good hits on that artillery. The recce stumbled on some enemy as well. Right onto an HQ, actually. Oh, and our links in the north just got taken out.
Yeah.
This enemy on the victory point is actually counterattacking us like, and we lost a recce. Alright, we just claimed the VP location, that's great, and the enemy's trying to walk back onto the positions. They have got lots of ammo, they should be ready to contact from enemy in that junction, moving up 2 platoon. Leopards engaging, AT's engaging. Nice. Looks like a HQ element there as well. Oh, that was deadly. Get hard across the river there. But at least we've got some visible targets for our support. Okay, that was deadly.
Alrighty. I think we got to do something about the armor to the northwest, right off the hop. Get them in a better spot.
Yeah,
So
especially
that's
because
we've done. All the remaining air we've got on the red objective and the hex just to the west, and we just push ahead with the attack from the west. Take the mortars off recce support because there's barely any recce left to coordinate and give it to one of the infantry companies as indirect support.
yeah, we've already changed the SOPs on the mortars there, but yeah, I think we need to definitely keep moving up here, especially because the enemy here is engaging across the river, so we got to take that pressure off.
So if we can move the left, starting with the top leopard there, if we can
Yep.
move it just to that ridge line just west of the T and the Tübingen, yeah,
Okay.
15. No, just the ridge line just to the northwest of that.
Ah, there.
Yeah, right there. Perfect.
Cool. Okay.
And then for these guys, I think we might actually have to move them where that 20 is, just like right on the bald.
Okay.
Put them as a screen.
All right.
Yeah.
Infantry
And then, yeah, move them to the crossroads. Actually, just move them up to where that 18 is, and then the one to the south. The company, or sorry, the platoon to this, or that platoon to the south of the river. If you can move them up, just parallel, or to the where the 25 is. Break in there.
All right.
And then we'll move the yeah, they can just fall in behind the company to the north.
On the far support side, I vote we dump all the air into the objective zone and the hex to the left and take the mortars off recce direct support and either allocate them to the infantry for the south bank or try and move them up to get more fires on the far bank.
Yep, we have our mortar is now just supporting anyone recipes. So, but we can specify. That'll support the infantry if we do same group or lower because they're under command technically of the battalion.
we allocate the air support
Yep.
DS to that northern company.
To D Company?
Yeah, to D company.
Yeah, I think, let's see what we can do here. Now if I go to specified unit, I can click on the HQ of D Company, and that will support them. All right. Do we want to call in any airstrikes? Because I noticed that this hex had, I think it's that hex. Let me bring up our intelligence here. Sit rep. Well, there was tanks actually on that objective. APC there. Okay. It was up here. We had a large concentration of force: 6 to 10 APC, 6 to 10 infantry, 1 to 5 HQ. But there's no visibility on it. I think with such little time left,
it'll cover off anything in that purple zone, right?
Yeah, if it sees
like
it,
that pops up.
It'll look in there, and if it doesn't find anything, it'll look in the surrounding area, I believe.
Fine.
All right, and I think it's about to withdraw shortly, so definitely want to forget where we can see that. Which I'll aim in it, so hopefully,
yeah,
hopefully they'll come through. Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Now our attack in here is doing well. Do we need to move them up to reinforce these guys? A company is really taking a lot of casualties. We've lost.
Yeah, that the reserve from Bravo company there. Can you push them to that crossroads where that bridge is? Square in the middle.
Right.
Yeah, and have them hold that.
All right. I guess we want to protect this flank, eh?
Yep.
All right. Let's see how it's our range. Okay. Move up a wee bit.
Maybe just move them into the woods. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I think we're good.
All right. AT still moving in place. Let's roll. Got like 1 hour of game time left. Oh, we're taking artillery now. Has been called in, but it's going to get called off because it's on a hex with our friendlies on there. Ah, both.
Oh no.
Alright, just up to the ground elements. Contact. Oof, just those 2 leopards. They're scooting back. We could definitely get some artillery on that next cycle here. Company. Oof, yeah, those leopards have taken some serious casualties. 3 out of 4 tanks are gone. Let's see what our fire support.
Guns.
Yeah, where are the guns? What's their ammo at? What's their HE?
I think it's just per gun, right?
Yeah. What's the total? The total's up top there. 72. Okay. Where am I looking? 54, 72. Okay. So we can get. Actually, why don't we use some cluster munitions on this infantry? It does a very effective job. I'm going to call that in. And then maybe we'll do a second barrage of HE on top of there too. Revenge for those poor leopards. Yeah, how fast can we do that? 4 minutes, good. Time is pressing on. We're at 45 minutes of game time left, so this has got to be one of our second last, I guess, order cycles here.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry?
I was gonna say to the company to the north there. Can we set them up to just start doing the thunder run to 3,500 mark.
Sure. Yeah, I think they're taking fire in here, so I don't know if they're
Like,
going to make
they'll
it
have to
in
fight
time.
their way through, but
Yeah. Do we want to assault them? Because they'll go
yeah, so
right through. Okay, let's just go. Hold. And do you want to do two-prong assault at the same time? Here.
we keep them to the north side. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we have them one hex away, they'll count at the end game.
Okay.
If the
And then
yeah, to sway.
and then now for the reserve, is if there's a way we could commit them to the south.
Along here?
Follow that southern route. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just following in behind.
Yeah, let's put them in there. Guess they want to go north. Direct path. There we go.
There we go.
Alrighty,
Wait.
these tanks. And we have lots more of fire support. Should we drop some smoke or something just to help out these
Yes.
Thunder Run? Let's see.
Probably, yeah, right about there.
How about there? We could just smoke both sides here.
Yeah. Great.
Right. Quick smoke, quick smoke. Smokes, let's go. All right. And we still have a couple other guns that we could use. Just gonna hit these guys again because I don't want them to kill that leopard and then direct their fire on our infantry down below. That would be pretty deadly. So let's put some more clusters. Let's just dump it all in there. Okay. I think that's good for now. Leave the other guns on standby for on call. Mortars on call. All right. Let's go for our second last turn here. Guess we could send 3 platoon from Bravo across that bridge at the last second. Maybe have enough units there. Yeah. Those clusters are not as effective as those.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I've been using them to great effect in the Pro version, but here it's the 80s ammo. Okay, get some HE on there. There we go. Good hits. They're withdrawing. Oh, I guess we put some mines down with that cluster. Okay. Well, once the clock strikes 5 hours, we are in the estimated victory territory here. Yeah, we're doing well. Got 74% of the VP so far. It sets us in a marginal win, so we'll see. Hopefully, we can get enough guys up there.
Yeah, if we
victory.
if we can start setting up the south side, just in the interest, I mean, understanding that it's a game, but I mean, if you were if you were doing this in real life, we'd probably want to start getting ready for the next bound,
right,
and consolidating on the objective. So if we could start shaping those 2 southern companies so they're oriented towards the east.
Okay.
So starting with with that company to the northeast, if you can just move that over 1 bound. Yeah, right there. If we get that anti-tank, yeah, that one. If we can maybe put it up on the 11. Bring the mortar into the town to the south there. Yeah, the town to the north of it, yeah. Just so they can go a little further. And can you just check? Yeah, that tank's not doing anything there.
Mhm.
Can we put the tank, maybe, there's that town that starts with a K to the right?
Up here?
Yeah. Can you check where that 13 is? Just where the town starts? Yeah, maybe where the 47 is. Oh, 13.
Keeps changing.
Yeah, you know what? Whatever. We'll just throw it there. Have them start a screen.
Yeah. All right. And how about these guys? Guess
Yeah, I would just push the what is it? First one platoon of Bravo Company there. You can just move them. That B27 is. That B27 road marker.
Here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just hold and then move the move Bravo Company just off the last Bravo Company and maybe move it to, I'm trying to just figure out how to describe this. Just north of that tank, but still in the town. Yeah. And then they can spread out a little bit.
Nice.
That's good enough.
Okay. Now this tank hasn't been doing much. But we only have a couple minutes left here, so
yeah,
just roll through. I guess at this point, for our win conditions, we want to focus on force preservation too, because the more losses we take, the less likely we're going to win. But all right, let's roll. Lost M113. Assaulting. Some firefight going on there in town.
I was gonna say it's a fierce last 20 minutes.
Yeah. Contact with another Vicky. Vehicles. B. Alright. We are advancing steadily.
Tough day for Delta Company.
Yeah. Excellent. But they're withdrawing. So they're pulling off the objective. But we now have some tanks, T-80s. So they got some Carl G ammo left. Whoa. We are getting close. I guess
I guess we'll have to see what the last 5 minutes have.
last 5. Should we call in some artillery? I feel like let's just throw it all on these tanks. All 13 rounds, okay. And yeah, supply. Hopefully scratch the paint or kill some optics or something on these guys. Get Delta Company a fighting chance. Oh. Alright. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
And those things are in an assault posture towards our infantry here. So why don't we just hold them? Load those Carl G's. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the losses are worth the full win points because we'll get a contested point on that, won't we?
Yeah, we might get it contested, but if we have enough men within 1 hex range, it could sway over to us. So we
That's
might
good.
beat them. All right, 5 minutes. Let's go. Carl G's missed. A lot of gunfire happening there. Oh, it's over. Before the guns can even drop, we got a marginal win. Inflicted a loss of 2,140 VPs on the enemy. But let's pull open our stats here, and we can also take a look at where they were. Wow, they still had a couple enemy subunits. 2 motor rifle squads were hanging out that we bypassed. They kind of withdrew.
Yeah, it looks like our recce ran into their HQ.
Yep, definitely right into their HQ. But yeah, we did well. And then I think they had, their artillery was up to the north there. I think the decisive moment was this bridge crossing. I think they were trying to counterattack, but this AT just decimated them right on the bottleneck. So we managed to get 75% of the VP, so we're 2% away from a tactical win. And yeah, we didn't sway this northern objective because they had these 2. Yeah, this is a large unit up here, so it'll count, the collective VP amount for each of these units. So is this 54 per BMP? That's all these units. I was just calculating all those VP of these 3 guys compared to what we had, which was barely anything. So if we had more, we could have swayed that over to us. And that would have definitely, I think, put us into a tactical win. So let's see our Butcher's Bill. We didn't kill any of their tanks, but they only had 4. We lost... What was that 4? Yeah, we lost 4 tanks. 1 destroyed, 3 fallen out. Alrighty. Well, any feedback, Sarah, on how we could have done this better? Although this is a pretty good win, I think.
Yeah, I think that maybe a little bit more, a little bit better direct fire support / air support.
Yeah.
Like we underutilized that. Maybe a little bit better preparatory fires to the north.
Yeah. Although we were going blind there, we didn't have any real sightings.
No, it was tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a challenge. I think in hindsight, we should have been more aggressive once it was daylight. The home bank sort of attack, I think, was good. Although in hindsight, we just kind of launched a series of company attacks. We didn't really do a battle group attack as we went through that, and we didn't necessarily shape the final attack, and that's why we took so many casualties.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would probably be what I would change. But I think we did inflict a lot of damage on the enemy for an acceptable level of loss for the objectives. I feel the danger of this is it's very much like you move the counter into the hex and you just have a point blank fight, and there's not really a lot it's more about the game physics is executing the plan rather than me or Lex's sort of tactics.
Yeah, it was good. I think it went relatively well. I definitely, I think I got a little, for myself, I got a little hyper focused on the southern bank there, but good point to improve, and just really a focus on synchronization of effects, like throughout the entirety of the objective, and not just focusing on the south.
Yeah. Maybe with more time and more forces, this scenario we could have staged from the southern bank across, do some bridge crossings and or a wider flank if we have more time to maneuver.
Yeah.
It'd be really good to flip the script and play as red in this and choose to defend forward or back. I think I certainly assumed they wouldn't have a lot of forces south of the river, and then I was, that counterattack was very bold and obviously had some risk. But yeah, I suppose that's where all the options are, because otherwise you just get encircled in the bowl at the top. But,
right.
Yeah. Good. I'm looking forward to playing it again.
Awesome.
Once I get a copy of the game.
Yeah.
but that's 50% off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. It was great. Do you have any Fight Club events coming up that you want to promote to our audience, or maybe I guess a Cold War event we could put together?
I'll turn it over to Ed before I do any speaking.
Yeah, sure. Let me check my diary. So we're currently using another game system from Celery Matrix, the Russo-Ukraine War tournament, which culminates in the finale of a section of the Battle of Mariupol. We've got teams currently playing precursor games to come up with the two best teams to then fight the finale. We're also looking at doing a Matrix game, as in a argument-based resolution strategic games in Europe in 2026. So more to follow on that, and I'm sure there will be more stuff in 26 on combat mission, Flashpoint, and many other systems, and of course all the analog systems that I won't go into here. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that, then head to the website and click join and join our Discord, and you can see it all for yourselves.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I'll just make a plug here for any Canadian folks that are tuned in here today. We're a little bit of a smaller community, but if there's anyone that has an interest in wargaming or games of these types, or just an interest in military, whether it be at the tactical level or operational level or something strategic, then we'd love to have you as part of the chapter. And yeah, come on by.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Ed and Lex. It's been fun. I really love having guests on here that are the military minds that are actually applied to a game, and you see success in the game as a result. That's how this game was designed to play, right? Is to have your tactical brains exercised and prevail over the enemy. So awesome. Thank you so much, and thanks on behalf of the team. I see lots of thank yous from Rob, from Kevin, and everyone else in the chat. So that was great. And yeah, cheers. Shout out to Dark Horse, another fellow Patricia. So awesome. All right. Well, thanks, guys. We'll catch you again in the future, I hope. See ya. And I guess, maybe one last point is next week is our big launch. Again, I'll reiterate that. November 20th, next Thursday. So we're going to do another live stream here, same time, same place. It'll be with Rob Crandall, our fearless leader of on-target simulations. Will join me as a guest, and we're going to play through an air assault scenario from the NATO perspective from the 101st Airborne Division. It's called Rendezvous with Destiny. So it's one of our last scenarios we've put into the game. So I've been working hard on that, and yeah, I think it's good to go to show off. So yeah, invite everyone to come back, and it's the big launch day next week. So, but till then, take care. Have a great week. See ya.